Hi YouTube, it's Kathy, and this is my weekly entertainment wrap-up for May 13th to 19th. This week I read 3 books, I watched 3 TV shows, and I listened to 1 book. I'm not in my normal location because I'm house-sitting for friends who are away for the long weekend because it's Victoria Day. Basically, this weekend is full of monarchy things that have nothing to do with me, but one of them ended up affecting my schedule. You may recognize this place from my How Introverts Hang Out video. First this week I finished To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. This was one of the extra options on my BookTube Picks My TBR list because I had 9 people picking books, but I had way more than 9 options. I assumed this would be a light, easy read, and I was correct in that assumption. Also, while reading this book in public, I met somebody who watches this channel, which was weird and surreal and highly enjoyable. This book is about Lara Jean, the middle sister in a biracial family. When she falls in love with somebody and wants to fall out of it, she writes them a letter but never sends it. She doesn't think anything about this until one day the boys approach her with letters they've received. One of them being her older sister's ex-boyfriend and their next-door neighbor. Awkward turtle. I liked the family dynamics in this book as well as the dilemma it presented. It did go all in on the fake-to-real relationship trope, but in a surprisingly charming way. This is the first in a trilogy, and I think I'll save the next one for when I have to decompress after some heavy reading. Next I read Black Coffee by Agatha Christie. This is a play in 3 acts about the murder of an inventor who creates a new form of explosive. It's full of gender stereotypes and continuously shits on Italians. I picked this up because last year on the way to VidCon I met up with my friend Peter in the Vancouver airport and we filmed a video where we talked about the body in the library, and we decided to do something similar. That is the only reason we picked another Agatha Christie mystery set in a library. I even thought that I might like this one because it featured Poirot instead of Miss Marple. I really did not care for this, and we'll see in less than a month's time what Peter's thoughts were. Finally, after anticipating it 4 months, I read The Brightsiders by Jen Wilde. I actually ended up getting this one early, which is a story I told in a video earlier this week, so I'll link that in places. This is about Emmy King, a teenage rock star lacking in role models, having a hard time of balancing life, love, and fame. She keeps finding herself in shitty situations, sometimes due to her own poor choices, and sometimes because misogyny is live and thriving in Hollywood. Her parents are ex-rock and rollers who never left the partying lifestyle and constantly gaslight her. And she needs to make some tough choices when it comes to who she keeps in her life. This book is about coming out to a large fan base, support systems both vast and intimate, and having someone love you who loves you for who you are. I sped through this one and it is being released on Tuesday, so I highly suggest a trip to the bookstore this week to pick it up. I did mention one technical flaw in the video I did last week, so if you want to know what that is ahead of time, be sure to check out the video. This week in Riverdale, Hal confessed to being the Black Hood, and I'm not entirely convinced. Also a huge freaking cliffhanger that reminds me of the end of the 3rd season of Bones, which has basically the same effect. If they kill off that character, I will stop watching the show. On another unhappy note, we finished the 2nd season of a series of unfortunate events. There are only 4 books left in the series, so I imagine there is only 1 season left in the show. I especially love the cameos by Neil Patrick Harris's husband and kids, and that softened the blow of having to wait for the next season. This week in Survivors, Jonathan just started breaking down and losing his game, and the power couple made an interesting choice at Tribal. We are headed into the finale, and it's sure to be exciting. This week I listened to Puddin' by Julie Murphy. I also made a non-spoiler review video of this book, which I will link in places. This is the follow-up to Dumpling, and it is a dual narrative between Millie and Callie. If you are unfamiliar with the first book or need a refresher, Millie is a fat girl who loves loud prints and colors and wants to study broadcast journalism. Callie is a popular dance team captain contender with a hot boyfriend and dreams of getting the hell out of Clover City. What I loved about this book is how often the 2 narratives paralleled in ways that people don't always consider. Each girl had her own struggles and privileges, and this book played with those dynamics. Usually in a dual YA narrative, the characters are contenders for romantic love, but this novel played on that idea and made this about loving yourself and your friends. They both also have super cute romantic side plots, and all of the characters in this book were really well defined. In terms of the audiobook, it was also cast very well in that Millie is a bright personality, but she wasn't given the quintessentially bubbly stereotype voice. Her voice was naturally sarcastic, which I know a thing or two about, but she was endlessly positive. It was a little detail that I really adored. That's it for this week. If you've read, watched, or listened to any of these, let me know about it down in the comments below. On the way down in the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Bye.